Yeah, he didn't get your memo.
He's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, no shoveling for me. One-handed. An able-bodied boy at the house that's doing the shoveling.
He's got friends too.
Yeah, his friends are busy around town all right now. So he's doing it all.
And you have a big driveway.
We do have a plow truck, but only Aaron knows how to run it.
He said car was stuck for 10 minutes.
Oh, no. You driving his truck in this weather?
Tell him if he walks into the year at 5.
We did time down the hill. We just
Grab one of the kids' sled.
Downhill ski, yeah.
Wasn't it just a garbage bag? That's all we used.
Painful.
Dog team.
Dog team.
Snowshoes.
No airline.
The wrong way.
Misery slippers.
Nope. Steph makes it. And more.
I should get a message to that, but I just think he goes on these.
I know.
You just.
Well, they did. The shoes.
I know somebody was supposed to leave today to go to Mexico. Superintendent. She's going. But tomorrow, just say hi.
I don't think I've ever booked in January, February.
He said, she's just coming to town, so she wants to say hi. He said, doesn't even have to be a long time. Like, it's okay.
They're waiting what?
He's on it.
They're just. First two weeks.
I like the relaxed.
That's
Pre-planned.
well, it's funny because the place that we're going to is tired.
Oh, yes.
And they said it's very, very relaxed. Right now.
Yeah,
Pretty relaxed.
that's when they have like multiple,
Yeah.
you can go to
You can
each
just
one.
have the relaxing one if you want.
We're gonna add loud.
Yeah. I said that's perfect. Standing on the edge of the property going like this.
Yeah.
Spent time. Edging out.
Okay, it's 3 o'clock. Call the meeting to order. Want to acknowledge that the Smoking Valley, it's weird not having over. The Smoking Valley in which we learned, work, and organize the ancestral traditional unceded territory, the Smoking people, of the Upper Smoking Indian Band. We do have one addition to the agenda. We'll name that 11.1, and that is a regional letter of response, modernized emergency management regulations. With that, can I get a motion to accept the agenda?
Make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Second, Ms. Smith, you do. All in favor? Thank you. I will make a note that Councilor McLean is trained. So, adoption of the December 18th meeting minutes.
Make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Second, Ms. Reynolds. Any errors or omissions? All in favor? Carried. And the December 20th regular meeting of council. Make that motion, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Councilor Bills.
A second.
Thanks, Councilor Gould. Errors or omissions? All in favor? Thank you. We have no petitions or delegations, which takes us with the staff reports. And 6.1 is a business facade improvement grant application.
So we've got a business facade application from the Golden Jade Restaurant at 242 Bridge Street. Their project is a awning addition and re-siding of their restaurant. Materials very similar to what was done at Shoppers Drug Mart. The only question I had that did not get answered was the color of the replaced hard siding. Wasn't clear whether it's going to match Shoppers Drug Mart or if they've got a different color in mind for that. But the only other real note for this one is that they had their application in. And then they saw the weather was turning, so they wanted to get the awning up and going. So this one, the policy is generally for work to be completed. In this case, they did have to get up and running for try to beat some of this winter weather we currently got. So if you go by there, the awning is partway complete at this point, but it is part of their application. The total project cost is estimated at $32,000 to replace their whole facade.
Any questions?
It's a comment.
Yeah.
I just think improving is important to be supported, so I will make that motion.
Thank you. So, being moved by Councillor Gould.
Will second that.
Second by Councillor Willis. And just before we vote on it, how many will this make since we started the program?
Years, I believe we're approaching 10 now. This would be either 8 or 9, I believe, for the whole program. Last year we saw 5 applications. We thought we might get one more on top of that. It's now the first one on 2024. And then we've got 3 remaining for last year that are still waiting on final.
Thank you. With that, I'll call the question. All in favor? Thank you. It's a great program. Glad we. 6.2 to support the grant application of wildland firefighter youth training and managing wildfires in climate or changing climate. Ed, that's a mouthful, that application.
Thank you, Mayor Coyne. I did shorten that from what the federal grant said. The correct request is for a resolution to support staff application to receive and manage fully funded grant through the Natural Resource Canada for 2024 wildfire training and managing wildfires in a changing climate program. And that the mayor and CEO have authorization to sign the necessary agreements. This program is targeting ages 15 to 30 as the training age, with the requirements is the learning to work side of it, and also working in the same way we've managed the fire safe program. This program augments that. So there's no limitations to where this crew can work. And part of the work is to actually do mitigation. So if we can find a project that we can share with Weyerhaeuser and they can drive out of town on a project that Weyerhaeuser has identified and start to do the handwork that might be advantageous to the whole project, and assist with burning on site and using some of their wildfire skills. The training part is for the wildfire components to be able to work on a fire with BC Forest Service and with the local fire department. So it's building capacity within the department, the fire department, and building capacity to hire youth into the forest industry. So it has a little bit of there. There are components. There's 3 phases to this. The part that we are trying to fund is the mitigation work, the training, and education within the community. So this group would go possibly door to door and into the schools and give information to young people and to the park community. I think that's all, unless there are questions. The grant. We were unsure how much we might apply for, and very quickly using their guidelines, we're in around $600,000 for it. So, and that'll train up to 60 people.
That was gonna be my question.
Okay.
How much and how many? That's really,
That would be really good. Questions?
I'll make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Council Lewis. Second.
seems to, thank you, Anne.
Any last questions or comments? All in favor?
Sounds good.
Go for it.
Thank you. There you go. Council reports. So we're crew here, so I'll start with Councilor Willis.
I don't have anything to report at the moment.
Cool.
Nothing to report, just waiting for somebody to get.
Oh, okay. Got here just in time for council reports. Anything to report?
You've been busy?
I've been upon us all, we just started. I know, it seems like it never ended today.
My wife back
Here,
into
let's
the
record.
driveway,
Yeah.
backed right into a snow pile. She's this far, she's getting closer and closer to the light post. And I'm yelling at her. And she, why are you yelling at me for? I'm like, going, it's a light post. Anyway,
That's your report?
that's all I have to report.
Thanks, Counselor. Okay, I don't have much to report. We had was the hospital steering committee meeting yesterday. And not much to report there. We had some people away, so it's just a quick update on some of the situations and nothing really big right now. Sat through some of and the draft biodiversity and ecosystem health framework that the province is bringing out. There's more information to come out on that. Not sure how that's going to affect us yet. I didn't really fully understand it all, so I asked for the slide deck. And they said they would get it out to us, so hopefully that comes. And I think that's all. We were supposed to be in Penticton this morning, or curious this morning for a drought meeting. So we're preparing for drought this year, and we've had to postpone it, so it's going to be on Monday now. That's it. Not a lot going on. We'll go to 9.1, which is correspondence action requested. So we have a letter from Todd Doherty, the MP, requesting the town of Princeton promote and display the new 988 suicide prevention and helpline poster. Yeah.
I would definitely make that.
Second. Plain. Thank you. Any questions on that? It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah,
Sounds favored. Carried. It's a great initiative. And the 10.1 is the development procedures bylaw for 1046 2023.
So I'm asking that council adopt this bylaw. Council provided 3 readings at the December 20th, 2023 regular meeting of council. The reason for this new bylaw is the old one is from 2007, so it's outdated. So this updates some of the new legislative changes, and it also will help us speed up some of our development applications.
Move it.
Okay, thank you. Moved by Councilor.
I'll second that, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Willis, last chance for questions. All in favor? Carried, thank you.
This last item, my soul's thinking. You know, the building to look after different problems that people have and all that. I always forget the name of it. They call it.
Oh, with it all in with it. Remember we talked about fine or when
When we were meeting with ministers, it was,
Thank you.
resiliency.
Oh,
or
yeah,
Oh, the resiliency center? Yeah.
where is that area? Is it anywhere?
This time. The province isn't funding any new initiatives right now. Still working on it. It's not happening. They've kind of done it in Penticton through like One Sky and Foundry and all that. They put them all in that same place. So it's a very similar model. So you go in and there's ministry people and there's others. And then they are sent out into Princeton, Carameus, Oliver, Osuyas. And so we're still dealing with a centralized system that then filters out to all of us. But I'd still like to see us have a single point of contact for all that. We have our interagency meeting, which I believe they met this morning. It'd be great to have everybody under one roof. The hospital, let's be honest, the hospital at some point needs to be replaced. It's showing its age. There's a whole bunch of upgrades that need to come to it to make it still, relevant. The health unit's stuck in the basement. Should have those people in the same place and that. So we're still lobbying for it. I mean, I still, every chance I get, try to get Interior Health to spend money on something else. Still trying to get the ministry to spend money in the right places, but so far we haven't made a lot of traction on it. But it's not dead in the water yet.
It just makes so much sense. Every time we turn around, we're getting something from drug deaths or suicides or whatever. If you had a central system that you could say, one of the things that came out of the last suicide when we were talking about it was if you hear somebody in jest or whatever mentioning suicide, that you need to, whether you think they're fooling or not, you need to go to someone who's specialized in that sort of thing. And that's just one of them. I mean, then you're talking about drug overdoses and all that kind of stuff. To be able to put what you call a resiliency center in place for all those different things where you didn't have to worry, you just called that number and there was somebody within there that dealt with that sort of problem. It just makes so much sense.
When the premier was here for his real quick stop, I did print off those packages that we took the year before, and I gave them to him and his staff so that they had a copy of all that. So he understood what we were talking about as well. So I think we only had half an hour, but I tried to get as much in as I could. So he's aware of it as well. It's something we can take back to UBCM again this year and try again.
Is there Minister of Finance?
Wow.
Don't ask for the pension.
Is there a possibility that there were grants that we could have our grant people being looking into in terms of that, or is it something that just the funding would have to come through the ministry?
Yeah, it's something we could look into. We have the grant match organization that is always looking out for different grants that are available. So we could also contract ministry staff and see if there's anything available that direction too. There's it never hurts to ask.
At least we try it.
Okay, we'll move on here to 11.1, which is a new business. I believe you have a copy. Ready to run there. Wow.
Yeah, sorry for the late submission here. It's been a bit of a scramble to get this put together. We're working collaboratively with the RDOS and 6 member municipalities to try and draft up a letter, and it's been fairly fluid in the last little while here, but I'll refer to my notes here. But the province has introduced, as you know, new emergency management legislation, and now they're working on developing regulations to support that. So they've invited input on that. As staff, we kind of saw that it would be beneficial to respond as a unified district in the form of a joint letter, and that kind of aligns itself with how other districts are responding as well. So what we're asking is that we would recommend that the mayor be authorized to, first of all, that the town council would participate in this letter, and that the mayor would be authorized to sign the letter on behalf of the town. It'll be then submitted on through the RDOS.
Questions?
There was a lot of information.
Yeah. It's pretty heavy and, this is not gonna be the last time that we'll have input on it, but this is, they had a number of questions that they posed. There was some, people that put a lot of time into answering those questions. We kind of vetted it as CAO staff and other emergency staff, and, we feel that the draft letter that's put before you there is a decent start in, so.
So will it be, is this the end, is this it, or will there be a working committee to go now?
No, the deadline is the end of this month, and so it is in draft form at this point, and other municipalities are meeting just as we're meeting to kind of sort of look at it and have final input. Staff are having final input, so it might change slightly, but the meat of it is likely to stay the same.
Okay. Definitely would be nice to have a unified
Yeah.
approach. Emergencies.
Yeah.
I don't see anything in there in the allow councilors and here to see that. Otherwise, I support.
Another motion to.
Sure, Lyle will work on that.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know. I'm done with the emergencies. Clayton, moved it. Somebody want a second? Willis, any last questions? All in favor? Carried. And with that, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Seconder. Councilman Bryant. All in favor? Carried. That's it. Thank you. Goodbye, everybody online.
Hopefully this